Chancellor Rishi Sunak announced a 5 pence per litre cut to fuel duty and an increase to the national insurance threshold by £3,000. His spring statement comes in the wake of the cost of living crisis, which has seen inflation soar and fuel prices skyrocket. But Labour accused him of not doing enough to help people who are struggling. Rising prices across the board sent UK inflation soaring to a new 30-year high this February. Petrol prices are averaging around £1.67 per litre and diesel £1.79.
Today, I can announce, for only the second time in 20 years, fuel duty will be cut. Yeah. Not by 1, not even by 2, but by 5 pence per litre. Yeah.
Sunak said it's the biggest ever cut to all fuel duty rates. The cut started at 6 p.m. on Wednesday and will last until March next year. He also announced an increase to the national insurance threshold from £9,568 to £12,570.
From this July, people will be able to earn £12,570 a year without paying a single penny of income tax or national insurance.
However, his announcements weren't met by cheers across the board. The Shadow Chancellor, Reeves, accused them of not doing enough.
Today was the day that the Chancellor could have put a windfall tax on oil and gas producers to provide real help to families. But he didn't.
Reeves said that with soaring fuel prices, Labour's suggested windfall tax would now raise £3 billion in tax money. She also pointed out that Sunak didn't scrap the hike to national insurance contributions of 1.25%. Reeves said this hike would impact low earners the most. She says it's contrary to Sunak's claims to help them.
We are presented with increasingly incredible claims. Perhaps the Chancellor has been taking inspiration from the characters in Alice in Wonderland. Or should I say, Alice in Sunakland? Because nothing here is quite as it seems either.
Sunak disagreed.
There's a reason the Independent Institute for Fiscal Studies called this the best way to help low and middle earners through the tax system, and that is because 70% of workers will pay less tax, even accounting for the levy, Mr. Speaker.
People in London's Green Park had mixed feelings about the Chancellor's announcement.
I'm self-employed, so I'll be honest, I think that a national insurance level should be controlled, but I kind of think that about things in general. I don't like to complain too much, but it is extremely expensive to live at the moment.
The government should have stepped in a lot more. I mean, during the pandemic, they didn't really do that much for the everyday person. It was the corporations that got more of a break and got more bailouts than the average person, and now energy costs are rising, cost of living has risen, and there's no sort of support at all.
Personally, I'm dealing very fine with the energy price increase. At the moment, it doesn't affect me too much. However, I think people around me talking about the energy price increase they're not dealing very well with it.
Rishi Sunak has been working hard to be the Chancellor who cuts taxes rather than the Chancellor who increases them. At the end of his statement, he made a surprise admission that he wants to drop the basic rate of income tax by 1 pence in the pound. Only time will tell if he fulfills this ambition. Malcolm Hudson, NTD News, London.